I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Bible journal process video for you. I am working through day 15 of Gratitude Documented, and today I'm going to journal in my Bible in the book of Romans. I have all of my supplies pulled out, all my fall supplies for Gratitude Documented, and I'm planning on using this layered stamp set designed by Kelly Bangs. I think it is adorable. So planning on using that. I will link things that I can down below. I know that Gratitude Documented is sold out, but they do have a digital form of the project that you can check out on illustratedfaith.com. So I'll link the digital below. Otherwise, I'll put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. Okay, I love the illustrating Bible. I love the spiral bound nature of this Bible, but what I don't love is how the titles are written at the beginning of each book of the Bible and this big writing that kind of takes up a bunch of the margin space. And so whenever I am journaling on the first page of a book of the Bible, I have to kind of decide how I'm going to cover it up. And in this case, I'm going to use all of these adorable little fall stamps that layer. You can see first I did the bottom of the acorn, now we're adding the acorn top. I'm using some dewdrop inks that are chalk inks. The main reason I'm using these particular inks is that they don't go through the Bible page, they won't bleed through, and also they were small enough to keep in my Gratitude Documented kit. I have it all set up in a tackle box, and so I wanted to be able to keep inks and everything all together. But these are layering stamps. So what you do is you build on top of each other, starting with the lightest color, and you can see the last little part is adding all the crisscrosses to the top of the acorn just to add in the details. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to go through and fill in this margin over here on the left side of the word Romans with a ton of fall foliage, just a fall look, a mix of a lot of these different stamps. These are super fun, and I love the size because to me this is going to feel kind of like washi tape, and I could have easily done a more predictable pattern. I tried to keep it a little bit random, but you could easily make your own washi tape out of this look. You can just add a few little stamps here and there, and because they're the layered stamps, you get a lot of detail. So for instance, this one is going to be kind of a sunflower look. It's hard to see from up here, but it's really pretty when it's put all together. And then I'll do several different fall leaves and some different pinks and maroons to bring in a few more colors, and it's just really cathartic to be able to do these little pieces. You could also feasibly stamp these down and fussy cut them out. I think that might be a little bit difficult because they are pretty small, but because they're so small, it's fun to just kind of put them across your whole page, and it goes pretty fast, kind of creating your own pattern. So here's the maroon, and then I'll come across that one with a dark brown to do the stem of the leaf. And like I said, the details are really nice. It's hard to see on camera here, but they're really pretty, and they're a detail that will add a lot to this particular page, which in the end will be pretty simple. Like there's not a ton going on the page, but I like all of the fall feel over here on the side. The verses that I'm journaling are Romans 1, verses 16 and 17, where it says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew, then to the Gentile. For in the gospel, the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith." And on this particular day for Gratitude Documented, we are expressing our gratitude for the gospel and for the good news of Christ. And I think that that is such an impactful thing to be grateful for. And what I really focused on in my study and in my prayer was just the transforming effects of the gospel. It's one thing to hear the gospel, but when you really take it in, it absolutely transforms your life. And I know it transformed my life, and that's what I wanted to express in this particular Bible journaling passage. And I love that we do Gratitude Documented in the fall, because I do feel like the fall is a time of transformation, and things die away, but they're beautiful as they're dying away, and then they come anew in the spring, which of course reminds us of the resurrection of Christ. And so I think it's a wonderful thing to reflect on this time of year. And I am just so very grateful for the gospel, for the Bible, which allows me to hear the Word of God and to read the Word of God and to study the Word of God. So much to be grateful for. All right, you can see that I wanted to layer some washi tape down so that I could cover up the word Romans, just because I don't really need it there. And then I'm going to I'm trying to dry some of the chalk ink. That's the one downside of chalk ink, is that it doesn't dry very fast. So if it can be really easy to smear. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac glue because I decided I would go ahead and add a little dimension. I'm getting close to the end of this particular journaling Bible. Not that I've filled every page, certainly not, but it is getting a little chunky, and I will probably be journaling in a different Bible in 2022. So I don't mind adding dimension. Plus, with the spiral bound Bible, it kind of allows you to add that. So I will trim off here, but I like adding that little trim, and now there's tons of journaling space still in that margin. I'm looking through, pulling out another stamp set from By the Well for God. I think this one is called Grids and Lines. It is a fantastic, just basic stamp set, and I'm using a gold chalk ink that really has this beautiful iridescent quality to it. So adding a few lines, see on here, and then I'll use the stamp set that came with the Gratitude Documented kit for 2021, and it has the definition of gratitude. And just to change it up, I'm actually going to turn it to the side so it's going a different way, and I will stamp that in black, and it's really just defining gratitude. All right, and it reads, that definition reads: gratitude, noun, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and return kindness for. And I love that active definition of gratitude, the readiness to show. It's really describes living in a state of gratitude. And I think when you live in a state of gratitude for the gospel, that really means that you're ready to share it with others. All right, so I have that same grid stamp, and I'm going to use that in a couple other places on the page. Up here, I will do the title for the page, and then I'm going to turn it, and this is where my primary journaling section will be. So it's a little bit of an abstract grid down the page, and I love, love, love this gold metallic look. I decide I do want to add a few art marks on the page, and there is a stamp from this particular stamp set that goes along really well. So we'll add a few plus marks here and there. I decide not to turn it. I'll just put it here and then adjust accordingly, adding a few more spots on the page, just so it kind of takes the black up the page as well, so it's not so stark there on the bottom. And then of course I want to make sure that that is really dry before I start to add more on top of it. At this point, I glanced over at my tackle box full of goodies for Gratitude Documented, and I saw these beautiful leaves. And these are leaves that I created, I think maybe 2 years ago, and they are embossed. They're a stamp set that I got from the Paper Source, and they are embossed with this beautiful metallic embossing powder, and I thought they would look really nice over here on the page. So I'm actually going to use some foam adhesive that pops them up ever so slightly, and I will put them over on the page. Yes, they cover up some of the stamping, but again, I kind of wanted that stamping to look like washi tape, and so when I layer things on the top of it, it definitely comes across even more as washi tape. So this particular leaf at the top, I decide I'm going to cut off so it goes off the page, and then I can kind of shift things up and add the top of it to the bottom of the page. And now we're ready to add the title, and then I will mark off the verse and do the journaling off camera. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will definitely link supplies that I can find down below. Again, Gratitude Documented is sold out, but there is a digital copy that you can purchase over at Illustrated Faith. All right, I want to give a huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you for all of your support. If you want to find out more about Scrappy YouTube membership, then make sure to click the join button or check the link in the description box. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.